So let's talk about the Milwaukee Bucks and the Indiana Pacers matchup in this playoff series. Now, in the overall regular season, the Bucks won the matchup 3-1. Some context: Andrew Nemhard didn't play every game. Neither did Aaron Neesmith. So the Pacers were missing two key rotational pieces during those matchups. And the Bucks, they won 3 of them. Pacers won a game where Halliburton hit a wild shot on Giannis to convert a 4-point play. And that's how Indiana got their only win against Milwaukee all year long. And if you think that the Pacers can use their speed and their pace and get the Bucks, out of sync, that might not work this time around. The biggest thing going into the series is Giannis Antetokounmpo being the best player, and he will be by far the best player in this series. And the way he's playing, if you haven't paid attention to Giannis over the last 8 games, he played in 6 of them. He averaged double-digit assists in 5 of those 6 games. He had a 20-assist night. He was averaging 32 points, 12 rebounds, 12 assists. He was shooting 61% from the field, 42% from 3 on 2 3-point attempts, and 73% from the line. Giannis is playing his best basketball at the right time of the year. And what Milwaukee is employing here is Giannis running that point forward, sort of like what LeBron has done in the past, where he is initiating the offense, running things, and orchestrating the guys to get in the right spots. And here's the thing about Giannis that people haven't really paid attention to. He is shooting a career high from the mid-range. I believe it's around 47, 48% from the field in the mid-range. The reason why that's so critical, because if Indiana decides to run a defense where they want to build a wall so they can protect him from putting the ball in the basket, drawing free throws, and getting to the line, that might not even matter because Giannis can stop on the dime, shoot from the mid-range, and if he's shooting at almost 50% clip from that area, then the Pacers might have to change their strategy. And what happens is if you try to guard him, Giannis will just blow by you, and then he's getting to the rim at will. So Indiana might be in a situation where they can't do nothing about stopping Giannis, and that's going to be a major problem. If you try to double Giannis, where a guy like Taurean Prince is shooting 50% from 3 against Indiana, if he shoots anywhere near that range, or even like 45%, the Bucks are going to be hard to beat. And what Indiana can do to counteract this is to play with pace. They have to get the Bucks defense in rotation. They have to make sure they're playing with such a pace that when they're in the half court, the ball is moving from side to side. They're getting open looks. They're driving and kicking multiple times and being patient with their offense. Because if they're in a situation where the half court offense isn't that strong, because in the playoffs, the games slow down. So if Indiana isn't able to play at their pace and get the Bucks moving around and getting them in uncomfortable spots, Milwaukee's going to win the series. So guys like Neesmith and Nemhard have to attack those closeouts. Halliburton has to be consistent in this series. He's had moments during this regular season where he hasn't played well. And if Indiana doesn't play with a certain pace that gets the Bucks uncomfortable, then it's not going to work out for them. I think the biggest thing going to this playoff series is Giannis is going to go off. He is going to have, in my opinion, a legendary first-round playoff matchup where he's going to destroy Indiana. And I think he's going to be really motivated, especially over the past 2 playoff series where he has been hurt. I remember the Miami series, he did come back after Game 3. They lost Game 4. They lost Game 5 with him in the lineup. Those fourth quarter performances were not good at all. You fast forward to the year later where Giannis was hurt against the Pacers. So the narrative around Giannis right now is, okay, we know he has that championship back in 2021, but it's been a long time since we've seen you out of the first round. And a guy like Jokic has taken the mantle as the best player in the world. And I think Giannis is out to prove something. Now, my biggest concern with the Milwaukee Bucks is Doc Rivers. Can he stay out of the way and let Giannis run this offense? Because even if Dame ends up coming back in the series, he's supposed to miss Game 1. He's expected to possibly return as he ramps up. Do not run a ton of ball screens between Giannis and Dame. Let Giannis run this offense, because what's going to happen is the Pacers are going to pay attention to what he's doing. If they collapse the defense, that opens up the catching three shooters who can knock down those shots. They got clean looks. They're open. And if you have Dame out there running these pick and roll actions, then it just slows things down and you're just watching Dame and Giannis run plays. I would run more ball screens with Giannis off the court when Dame is starting with him. So Giannis goes off and gets his rest, then you run more ball screen actions with Dame. Now for the Pacers, another key factor is the pick and pop action with Halliburton and Turner. So if Miles Turner is knocking down his 3-point shots, that's going to help Indiana. If they're getting balance with Siakam, Nemhard, Benedict Mathurin, Aaron Nesmith. These guys are having an impact. Indiana's going to have a great shot at winning the series. If Halliburton raises his ceiling in the playoffs, where he's getting you like 27 and 12 assists, he's got to hit those numbers because I don't know how you can match the scoring of Giannis. And also, the offensive rating for the Bucks was at 135 with Giannis in the lineup over those last 6 games and that 8-game winning streak. Again, the Bucks went on an 8-game winning streak to close the season, so they're playing really good basketball. So the offense is humming with Giannis running things. So what that means is if Giannis is getting whatever he wants, Halliburton has to match that production. He can't get 15 and 10 assists. That's not enough in this series. Because if Giannis is giving you 32, 15, and 10 assists, good luck. It's going to be a long, long series for the Pacers. So another thing to keep in mind is Brook Lopez. He has to shoot well from 3. What could swing things is the shooting of Miles Turner and Brook Lopez. That could be a major factor. If one is out shooting the other center, that could swing things very quickly. But I think at the end of the day, Giannis is going to be the best player. He is going to dominate Indiana. And if he's shooting well from the mid-range and he's at a, 73% clip from the free throw line, it's going to be lights out for the Pacers. My prediction for the series, I got the Bucks in 6. I had Indiana in 6 when I first looked at the matchup and thought about last year and how Indiana played in that series. But looking at this year, how Milwaukee was able to handle Indiana's speed. Also, we can't forget Kevin Porter Jr. can get you a bucket. Kuzma can play some defense. Maybe not perfect, but he's also been in these spots before with the Lakers. And the Bucks aren't this old team. Yes, Lopez is old, but Middleton got traded off. You've got AJ Green, who is young, who has been solid defensively. You've got, like I said, KPJ. You've got Kuzma. And you had Rollins play some backup minutes for Dame Lillard. So they've got some pieces here who are not old guys. So that narrative about, well, Milwaukee is old and slow, that might not be the case here because they traded off Middleton. I think the next thing Milwaukee has to do is just trade off Lopez and find somebody next to Giannis as they reinvent their offense, because I think they should go into next season with Giannis taking more of the responsibility as a point forward because it's working to perfection. So for me, I think what's going to come down to is Giannis is going to dominate. He's going to be unstoppable. The Pacers won't have an answer. And I expect Giannis just to remind the world, hey, guys, I'm still here. There's a reason why I'm second next to Jokic. There's a reason why I have a case for being the best player in the world. That's the type of energy I think Giannis is going to come with, and I think he's going to be spectacular. I think when it comes to Tyrese Halliburton, he sometimes isn't aggressive enough at enforcing his will, scoring the basketball, and being passive. And I think that's going to come into play with this series where he doesn't match the same production level or close to it with Giannis. And when he's getting his 35 and Halliburton's getting you 18 and 9 assists, it's not enough because Giannis is going to be overwhelming. And if their offense is at this level where they're getting you 120, 130 points a night without Dame, and then let's say he comes back and he's producing, the Pacers are going to be in a lot of trouble. So I got the Bucks in 6, and I appreciate you guys watching today. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Love to hear your thoughts about how this series is going to turn out, and I'll see you in the next one.